Hello, everyone. Welcome to Saturday morning's bi-monthly meditation from the Global Consciousness Development Circle. I'm Marla Goldberg, and I'm here with my co-host and cohort in crime, Mike Cavalli.
Hi.
And we are here to welcome Patty Jones Tate, otherwise known as Willow Grace Mystic. Hi, Patty. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
We're so happy to have you here, and Patty's going to lead us on the most amazing meditation this morning. She was giving us a little insight as to what she was going to do before we went live, and I think you're really going to like it, and it's perfect for this time of year, right?
It is. Yeah, it's going to be a chakra meditation to calm us and center us and bring us in and release negative energy so we can get through the last part of 2020.
Yes, and you were saying 2020 is going to be a little bit of a roller coaster ride. So knowing that Patty does astrology as well as everything else that she works with, all the other tools, you were giving us some insight as to how we need to buckle our seatbelts. It's going to be a rocky night.
Yeah, October is not going to be. It's a trick or another trick. It's going to. We're hitting our stride. This is the last chunk that we need to get through our December, and we've got the shadow of Mercury retrograde, and that's all of our communication. And we're going to hit the actual Mercury retrograde on the 16th. So be looking for what's disruption in your chart right now or in your life with phone, text, email, computers, and then know that you're going to have to rework that for the actual retrograde period, and then we'll untangle it after the election.
Oh my goodness, there's going to be a lot of untangling to do. Mike is safely ensconced in Vienna, Austria, so he doesn't get involved really with a lot of the political.
Well, I mean, that's strictly speaking not true. My wife's American and my family's in Connecticut. So I hear it quite a lot of what's going on. And of course, since the United States is, the forefront of everyone's attention, one has to listen and pay attention to what's going on in America. And, we can, by doing so, get a bit of insight using our intuition and the information that Patty shares, so we can find our own way through all of this, because we're in the age of a lot of misinformation, deliberately or otherwise. It could be just, people meaning well and not giving the right information. But I think we got to get back to the heart center. So we need to know as much about what's going on around us as possible. So the United States, England, Germany, and Australia, these are the big ones at the moment we've got to keep our eye on. Little Austria is out the way. No one bothers with Little Austria at the moment, which is a blessing, really. So,
Which is what I said, you're sort of out of the fray.
Yeah, out of the way, yeah, absolutely.
Direct fray of everything, so.
Yeah. Well, but everything, but everything that's going to go on is having these global impacts. So that's the crazy thing about the astrology is it's going to affect some people major and some people minor. So you'll be feeling ripples and
So you're either way out here feeling the far out ripples, which are very light and gentle, or you're right here at the beginning where the pebble goes in and the ripple is really strong.
Well, we've got a little ripple coming up in a few weeks' time, because we've got local elections in Vienna, and it's Vienna pretty much is the keynote to how everyone else will vote later on when it's their turn. So we're sending out a lot of light to the politicians in Vienna to really open their hearts and do the right thing. And actually it is working. Just on that note, I'd like to say there's many of us meditating now. And I was listening to a Joe Dispenza thing, and he gave the same information that I was fortunate enough to be channeled. And that is, those that are living in the field will stay there until they decide not to. But the collective energy, because of the meditations, the vibration is raising, and it can no longer, this political, monetary, religious systems can no longer support this new vibration that we're all going through. And for that reason alone, knowing a little bit more what I know through being channeled, I have great hope and aspirations for what's coming ahead for us. So I want to say to the people, whatever's going on astrologically, yes, we pay attention, but I think the universe is conspiring for our own good. I think you would.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because everything with astrology is it's to force change for our higher good.
Yeah.
It's going to be getting people out of their comfort zone to move them towards a higher purpose for them. And some people have become complacent. So this is kind of like Pluto comes in and stirs some things up. Just like you said, people are now being called.
Yeah.
It's a wake-up call.
It's a wake up.
It's a
That's
wake-up
exactly it is.
And here's what I feel. I feel if you know about this, then you have the power to choose, because it's all about choice, right? Choose how you want to deal with the disruptions in one's life. So knowing that Mars is in retrograde and it deals with it can, I'm not saying it's going to do this for everyone, but can kick up a lot of anger and conflict and aggression. Well, when this happens, you have a choice. Get sucked into the energy and get angry and get into the group consciousness of it, or you can breathe through it and pull yourself out of the fray and handle yourself in a more gentle, knowing way. And the same thing for Mercury in retrograde. Absolutely. Whenever Mercury goes into retrograde, like for me, I think it was the last one that, oh my God, all this technical stuff started happening, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I just had to laugh at it because it was just like one thing after another after another. It's like, okay, you're hitting me hard, this one. Because like you said, they don't all hit you in a very hard way. No, you can, if you go with the flow with it. So when Mars hits people with their retrograde, it's basically revisiting, reworking, rewinding, reigniting, reflaming. So what do you have that you get fired up about? Do I need to better prepare myself in this area or in this area? So I don't look at them as a negative. Granted, it's not going to be like always a pleasant experience, because change is not something that most people willingly say, you know what, I just think I'm going to uproot myself. For some people, this will be the catalyst that they will say, I've done this for so long, I now need to uproot where I live, or I need more in my career than what I'm getting. So it's a positive. I mean, in the end, it's going to be positive for everybody, but a lot of people like to get stuck in their comfort zone. So they don't want to change. They don't want to flow with what's going on. And then instead they start acting like salmon going upstream. You know, they start fighting the flow instead of just, if you just release and sort of go with it and know at the end that everything is going to be exactly the way it needs to be and it's all perfect, then it empowers you again on how to control your life, how to deal with your life. Yeah, I agree exactly. Yeah. And and then I'm able to breathe through it and move through the energy a little bit more with ease and grace. Exactly. Yeah. So that's how I feel as well. And you're able to just take control. You know, we're just talking off air about controlling your transition, how one can decide how they want to transit when they leave their body. Well, it's the same with these retrogrades and all these disruptions. If you handle things with ease and grace and with love and know that the outcome is the way it's supposed to be and go with the flow, you'll probably have a much better outcome than if you fought it and got angry and really projected that negative energy back out into the universe. Yeah. Right. It doesn't mean I don't have tears over it, because I've had some things happen and I have to remind myself, no, growth comes without change. And I don't always like when other people change or things change around me. So I have to get over it. So I have to come home and say, this is for their best and highest good. I should not be expecting this from you because it makes me feel better. I want you to go through this transition for your best and highest good. And then I have to accept that that's where you are. And that's where it's hitting me in my chart. Everybody's having these major changes and that affects me. And then I come home and I'm like, oh, I'm going to miss this person. Woe is me for this. And I'm like, nope.
They need to do this. This is where they need to be to be happy, to be comfortable. And so that's my personal growth of getting over that, which,
And
yeah.
there's an additional piece to that too, Patty, which is for me, when things like this happen, I always say, okay, I always look up for whatever reason. I
Right.
know spirit is all around us. We don't
Yeah.
have to look up, but I always look up. But I always say, what's in it? Okay, what is this? Is this a lesson, an opportunity, a gift, a combination of what is it? What is I'm supposed to learn or get from this? It doesn't feel good, but I know that there's something I'm supposed to take away. And I
Right.
just have to sort of like figure out without putting like effortless effort in figuring out, not like bouncing my head against the wall. What is it? Why this change? And how is it for my highest and best good, or the highest and best good, like you said, of the
Right.
person or people or situation that's changing?
Right. Right. And for me, it's just, I've been hit hard. Like it's been 1-2 punches, and I don't think it's over. And that's where I'm saying, okay, everything is earth, but we're shifting to air, and this is where people need to be. And I need to flow and be accepting that we grow. And when we expand, everybody is like, we had these pacts before we came into this life that this was going to happen. And it is what it is. I'm going to, like, we're all going to move through this, and I want to move through it with personal ease and grace. And sometimes that means introspection and self-reflection and a nice shower or bath, so I can like be alone with a cup of hot tea to work through my emotions, because I'm emotionally attached too,
Yeah, it must be quite difficult for you actually, when you read a chart, to keep your emotions balanced, either through a super way factor coming up ahead, or oh my god, this is coming up ahead. Do you find now, perhaps you've got enough experience with it now, but you can really steady yourself for what's coming up ahead, or does it still take you by surprise occasionally?
When I do tarot, so I have many tarot decks, but I have one favorite. And with each card is an event from my life. And so I always say, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to read for you, because now you're going to give me a window. And I put the cards out, and I now am connected with them, because that event that's happening that is happening in their life, a similar happened in mine. And so I feel the connection with them. And sometimes I'm like, yay, this is going to be such an amazing time. Or, oh, let me tell you about how it affected me. And you need to determine how this is going to affect you. And I take it over to astrology. I look at my chart, I look at my husband's, my kids, and then I contact certain family members or friends, and I say, okay, because I want it from different perspectives from each sun sign or rising sign. And sometimes it's a pill to swallow, but it's supposed to happen to push them out of their comfort zone, for them to grow. And then I'm, but it's hard, like when you're giving someone some information, and then I do a recheck, a continual recheck of going back and saying, where am I? Am I where I'm supposed to be?
Right.
Or, because sometimes my husband says, look where you're going, because, ride your ride, look where you're going, because you're already here. The road is here. Quit looking at today. Where are you going? And I am blessed to have him give me this information to pull me out of it, because we could easily get stuck in the moment.
Yeah.
And isn't it really interesting, because there are some beliefs that being present in the moment is the ultimate optimal way of being. Not getting stuck in it, but being aware, being present in what's going on. So you're able to, and again, I'm going to use the word choice. Choice is huge.
Yep.
And many people don't really optimize choices, because just sitting on your hands is a choice. So it's become one of my big things about talking about choice, and making sure that you are aware of options, because options are choices.
Yeah, I do agree.
Things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe with astrology, you're given choices that make it easier for you. And if you choose not to, it comes knocking at your door and will
Yeah.
push you to
Harder.
make it harder because you have to grow. You
Yeah.
have to do this
Yeah.
in order to change.
Yeah.
And so if you get a little heads up and a glimpse at it, then you're able to say, okay, I should be flowing more with
Yeah.
ease here instead of
Yeah.
fighting it. And so, you know, and then it's their choice. What are you going to do with the information?
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Right.
some people say, I don't want to hear it. And yeah.
But then what happens to them for not wanting to hear it is, I mean, it's there again. We go to
It
it's their
swings
choice.
back around.
Right.
Yeah.
And no matter what happens, you may not want to hear it, but guess what? You're going to deal with it at some point in time in your life. So wouldn't you want to be aware of what you have to deal with again, so you can prepare and deal with it, like you said, with more ease and grace.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
How many times do you have to learn this lesson? Or are you ready to progress it faster to make it easier? And I believe that that's what 2020 is going to be. It's going to be the collapse of old and creating new order and what we're going to have to do in 2021, because this is not all going away. Things are not going to come to a happy ending just because it's like December. And truly, this is all going to hit, it's all going to hit us hard up until that December mark. And then January, I think 3rd, 8th, things are slowly going to start to unravel, and it's going to be us saying, what is going to be the new? Think of it as like a tornado coming through. When you're in the middle of the tornado, we're in the middle of the tornado. We know we need to hunker down and get into the basement, take covering. When the tornado's over, we now say, oh, my house is going to be much better. I'm going to be near a siren. I'm going to have food rations just in case I'm going to make sure I have connection. Like, it's about making preparations for the future. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we're starting to, we've always grown our own food, but now we're starting to grow our own food year round. And I've spent a lot of time this week studying the most efficient way to grow food in the speediest of times without ruining quality. So it really is now, I think we're entering a period of taking back our lives and responsibility and control of our own self as much as we can. And I think that's exciting.
Yeah. Like, what part do you own? And what part do you have control over? And you're going to have control over your food supply.
Yeah.
You know, that's huge, because when things shut down, things were not good. The food was not getting to places.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're still dealing with the trickle effect of what happened back in March, April, May.
It's
and
coming
they're talking
back.
about another, and they're talking about another shutdown. And so here's the thing. Now is the time to prepare for the possibility of it by not clearing out the shelves and taking it all home. But each shopping trip, pick up an extra roll of toilet paper or a paper towel or Lysol or whatever it is, but don't clear out the shelves because other people need it as well. And I have to say, and I'm sort of digressing, but that mentality of me only and no thought for somebody else is very hard for me to wrap around my mind, because if you're going to need this, so are other people.
Right.
And so, and you know, I watched the frontline nurse crying because by the time she could get to the supermarket after her very long shift, everything was gone, all the vegetables, all of this, all of that. And she was, you know, when you're exhausted and you have a lack of sleep and, you know, you're putting out all this energy, you know, and then you can't even, give yourself nutrition or the basics. It's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And I saw like the opposite in my neighborhood. One person posted on Facebook, I need hand sanitizer, can't find it anywhere. I think she ended up with a box because she put a box on her front porch, and everybody was coming by and just dropping off. Like,
that was beautiful.
Put out, what do you need? And you will receive. And neighbors taking care of neighbors, people taking care of people. The best can come of this. We don't, like it doesn't have to be a negative. This shutdown forced people to get to know their neighbors, to get to see things that are close to home, to come up with, we need to get back to the basics, gardening. Like we don't have to go to a gym to exercise. We can walk around our neighborhood. Like
Absolutely.
families came back together. And so was everything positive? No, but did some great things come from it? Yes. So if moving forward, if this is going to happen again and we're going to have mishaps and things, what do we need to do to prepare ourselves? Definitely not hoard. Definitely. And look in on your neighbors or the elderly or your family or your
in my little neighborhood, we have 73 little homes together in their townhomes. And I'm relatively new here, but I said, we need some sort of a care committee, not self-care, but a care committee where you either welcome newcomers, or if people are ill, or if there's, God forbid, a death or something else, that you're able to, help them out if they need someone to run and pick up pharmacy, a prescription, food or something, and just give it back, and be there for them. And just, I wanted to form a little ad hoc committee to do that. And I just, this COVID, this shutdown really made me say, this is what I want to do.
Right. Especially like Mike, you were saying that if the grocery stores are going to be shut down, you are shut down and not able to go to the grocery store, you need to have someone who can get the food and like at least leave it outside your door.
Right.
Yeah.
There has to be some kind of connection outside. We need connection. We're going to have an entire group of children and adults that are a failure to thrive because we don't have the hugs, we don't have the touch, we don't have the connection that we should.
Yeah,
it's really true.
Sorry, Marla, I just wanted to say one of the other good things that's going on today is that we now discover our own worth, what our true authentic self is. When your back is up against the wall and you've got nowhere to turn, this is where you show your character and who you are. And I want to say to the people, embrace that. Now you know who you are, and now you know what you're capable of doing. And I'm not saying far from it, go out and don't listen to law and order and governance, far from it. But just be aware now of your own power and capabilities that you have. It's very much like facing death, isn't it? When you've got no choice, you've got to face it. Now you know your true self.
Yeah, that's what Mars is. You are embodying what Mars is. You know who you are, what you're capable of. And that's amazing energy. And like, we do need to remind everybody of that. Your back is up against the wall.
I'm a warrior.
You are the warrior. Yeah, I love that.
So true.
I love that. I'm going to be using that. It's a hook in my mind. I love that.
I am a warrior, or you are a warrior.
It's going to be him saying, all of this brought us with my back up against the wall. You know your true worth, because Mars represents the personal warrior. It's the fighter. And so when we had the shutdown, the back is up against the wall. And not only do you know your worth, you know how everybody else is reacting. You now, like, their guard was down, they were vulnerable. That's truly who they authentically are. Pick and choose wisely. Who do you want your tribe to be? And I want to be in your tribe, Mike.
Super. We only have positive people in our tribe. Because somebody pointed out to me the other day, it's very true. We got two families. We got our blood family and our energy family. I don't particularly resonate so well with my blood family, but my tribe, we're there.
That's right. That's right.
I'm the weirdo in the family. So.
So am I.
No, you're the shining light in the family.
And I'm okay with it. I waited till I was 50 before I said, I'm going to just embrace this. I said other words, but Yeah, 50. Don't, and I tell everybody, don't wait till you're 50. No, no, do it now. Don't. Yeah.
That's why I wrote my book, because I'm hoping that somebody else's path will be shortened.
Right.
And learn the things that I learned later in life earlier, so they can have a more brilliant life.
Right. It's about don't learn my lessons by hearing about it. You don't have to experience everything. A lot of things you can learn by either watching or reading or hearing. Absolutely. Shorten the rough trail and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what? We have had this great conversation, but I think we need to sort of segue into meditation.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm
And
ready.
then we can take it on the other side, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Perfect.
All right.
Is the music loud enough? Can you hear?
Yep.
I can hear it. All right.
Okay, good.
I want your feet firmly on the ground and your palms down with your eyes closed, taking a nice deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And again in through your nose and out through your mouth. Now we're going to use our prana energy with our feet flat on the floor and we're with our eyes closed and our breath is now steady. We're going to bring down the energy from our chakra system, starting from our crown. We're going to allow this energy to flow from our crown down our body and out to the earth. Our intentions are to clear out all fear and anxiety. It's to remove negative, harmful energy that could be stored there. Continuing with our breathing, we're going to move on to our third eye, where we see and bring it down and out to the earth to remove any harmful energy. We're going to come to our throat, where we try to speak our truth, bringing it down to the earth. Next, pull from your heart, drawing down and allowing the energy to clear out any fear and anxiety and push it out to the earth. Next is our solar plexus, where we store our anxiety, breathing in and out and sending it down to Mother Earth. We come through our sacral chakra, pulling all fear and anxiety, anything that we've put there that's negative or harmful, and pushing it out to Mother Earth, Gaia. And finally, we move to our root chakra. We are washing away and taking things that do not serve our higher good and removing them and giving them to Mother Earth. Now that we have cleared away all of the energy, I want you to begin to feel the pull from Gaia as she releases this. She receives it and she releases all the old energy from us. Gaia recycles this energy and she's slowly going to turn it into nourishment, much like the resting soil that she uses throughout the winter season. Take a moment and offer her gratitude for her willingness and wisdom to accept our discarded energy. want you to breathe in deeply and release. And I want you to imagine the swirling energy now filling you up, your root chakra. And now it's with purity and honesty and unconditional support. When this chakra feels full, I want you to move up to your sacral, bringing in all this unconditional love. Fill it completely. Every time you breathe in, you're pulling it in. Move to your solar. Feel the vibrant energy. It moves through you. The love and support. Next, I want you to move the energy to your heart. Feel this vibration increase. Bring this energy up through your throat, where your throat chakra is, where you speak your truth, as she gives you this pure love and support so that you always speak your truth. The next is our third eye. As you breathe in, bring it from your feet all the way up through your chakras. This is so you see clearly. And lastly, bring it up through your feet to your crown. Once it reaches your crown, allow this energy to spill over, flowing over your body like a fountain. Feel how the energy is falling to the ground and then circulates back up through your feet and continues this positive, unconditional love. When you are ready to return, bring back the energy and pull in your chakras. They are now full with love and void of anything negative, no fear, only unconditional love and support. Take a few deep breaths and begin to wake your physical body. Wiggle your toes and your fingers and give one more thanks to Mother Gaia for all she has given you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Wow. That was
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
I got a lot of breeze coming in at one time, going all around me. And with my eyes shut, the light outside is pretty constant, but then it was very bright, and then it was like someone put their hands over me and it got dark, and then they lifted it. It was all kinds of things going on there. That was lovely. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I felt that with this energy amping that we need to be void of all negativity, fill us up with love and surround us, and we can do this. Like this is going to be for our own growth and change and community, you know.
We've got it. We've got this.
Yeah. You know, on our Tuesday healing circles, and we do the distant healing, we always send the love, even to those who we believe are the protagonists or have an ulterior motive. We send the light and the love to them. That's so important. Not only that, we send the light and love to those that have a different voice that may get them into trouble as well. But the point is, we send the light, and they have a choice then to either step into that vibration or not. The point is, it's gone out there and they have the opportunity to receive it. And I do believe this is, and we had this channeled as well, there's only two ways we can change this world, and that is, one of them is with love. And in fact, my guide, when I asked my guide, what else can we do? She said, what else is there?
What else is there? What else is
It's
there?
love. It's all
It's love. Love.
That's the foundation. That's everything.
And the other thing is frequency. We change the frequency.
Raise the vibration.
With love.
Yeah.
Now, when you are doing this Tuesday, are you connecting to them, or are you, because sometimes when I do distant, I will ask their higher power to please open, if it's for them, to open up a channel to them if they're willing, or to have it stored in a cloud. So when they have moments of willingness, that it brings it right down to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, we tend to put them all in one place together.
Got it.
And we pour the light over them, and I ask the individual healers to use whatever color light they feel they need more of. Right. We have the healing angels around them, and we ask them to leave their energy with them all times so that they can use it when their higher self has that little inspiration.
Right.
So it's pretty similar to what you do.
Right. Yeah. Well, I know that not everybody is willing to receive. And I know that with my own family, I would do women's, like we would gather, and we would send the energy, and it was stored. Like we visioned that it was like stored in a cloud. And when they were willing, that it would hit them like a brick of love. And then I called in the angels, especially Archangel Michael. Like I would call in the angels and the guides for protection of, and then asking, whisper to them when they're sleeping, talk to them about.
That's beautiful.
When you go through some dark times, you go through, what else can I do? And my guides were very specific with when I felt helpless, that was for me to release and for them to take over. That was hard, but
So I don't do the group, like Mike does, but what I do every morning when I end my prayers with calling in Archangel Raphael. And I just visualize, I ask him and the angels of healing to weave together a light blanket with lavender, pink, blue, and green and gold light. Like, so I picture a plant, blanket large enough to wrap the earth. And then I ask the plant, I ask Raphael to wrap the earth so that all who are ready to accept love, accept and need love, compassion, healing, comfort, all receive it in its highest truth form.
That is beautiful. I like that. Plaid, so everybody can get a little bit of what they need. Just shift where you are. And I'm big on the colors. I love that you both use, because it's a vibration. Colors, smell, sound. It's all a form of vibration.
And there's what's his name, Marla? Dr. someone, he's an expert in color and sound vibration. I think we tried to get him on the conference, but he was too busy. I can't remember his Horowitz, name. Dr. Horowitz. Absolute genius with frequencies and numbers and the colors that represent different frequencies.
Right.
And if you listen to his talks, you will understand clearly that it is all about frequency.
It's
and-
about frequency.
Yeah.
Totally.
All
Numerology,
frequency.
astrology. So why the name Mystic with a Y and then the K is
Yeah.
K is the stronger letter. And I have a friend who Soulful Sounds, she does vibrational sound bowls. When things are like, I need an instant grounding, she has this big bowl that you can just stand in, and she hits it, goes up and down each side.
Mm.
It just totally centers you.
Yeah.
I have other friends who do the drumming,
Yeah.
and when everybody is around you,
Isn't that amazing?
it is, you cannot even describe what vibration can do to your
Yeah.
body.
You just
Unless
don't.
you've, right? It's,
Yeah, you leave going like this.
yes,
You feel
yes.
everything moving. You feel so alive because you feel you cannot not feel the
Right.
vibration from all the drum and from the
Yeah.
tips of your toes to the,
Right.
the ends of your hair. You can just feel this going like
Right.
this.
Bowls, drums, everything.
Yeah.
It's about vibration, and
Yes.
bring it to people who do not normally feel it. And
Yeah.
then they're hooked. They're like, and now I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I mean, you know, I've got a tone generator, and I fix it
Oh.
on 528. Sometimes I leave it on when I go out, but I leave it where the cats are not around because it'll drive their ears mad. They're very sensitive.
Yeah.
But because it cleans everything. But what I do sometimes is I'll put it on just so I can get the 528 hertz frequency, and I will that sound. And you
Yeah.
feel this going all the way through you. And yeah, you
Right.
feel after 5 minutes, you feel, okay, I'm grounded.
Right.
Yeah.
I've also got a tuning fork at 528. And if you whack it one and go down someone's spine with it, they feel this 528 vibration going all the way
They
through.
feel their love.
Yeah.
Isn't 528 love?
It's the love frequency.
It's the
that-
love. I
yeah.
love that. That is
Yeah.
that is absolutely perfect. Yeah.
And what's great to know is if somebody feels that they're lacking in love in their life, which many people do, how great to have a tuning fork that you can have that frequency and have someone, at least if you're not feeling love in your heart, maybe you can feel the vibration of love to
Yeah.
know what you
Yeah.
need to look for.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That is, I love that. Yeah, because it's whatever speaks to you, whether it be drums, bowls,
Yeah.
tuning fork, your what is
Tone
the thing
generator.
again? A tone,
Tone
okay, tone
yeah.
generator. I'm gonna look that up because I can imagine what it is, but have not experienced one firsthand. And it makes the difference. It's like
Yeah.
scent, you know, like burning
Yeah.
sage, mugwort, you know, Paleo Santo, burning incense. That is the smell, and then the vibration. And when we are all uniform with the vibration, we can raise it higher. And
Yes.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
goal. Love.
And,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, this meditation, all the meditations we do, and Mike, you know, and I talk about this all the time, that if one person meditates, it raises the vibration of how many people, Mike? 73, 72?
73, 76. Yeah, it's something like that. It basically only needs 13,000 people at one time to do a really good job of raising the vibration.
And that can happen.
Yeah.
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 So that's why we want to do these meditations on a bi-monthly basis,
Mhm.
because we want to be a catalyst to help
Right.
change.
Right. This is a good idea. And this
love.
is a really good time to be doing it because
Mhm.
we're going to need it through October. We're going to need it through November and
Yes.
December. And then, yeah, this is what you're doing is amazing. Love the
Thank
energy.
you.
Yeah, I love
Thank
this.
you. And I'm so excited. So I'm going to make the announcement. It's an early announcement, but Patty's going to be on my last show of the year on New Year's Eve to talk about 2021. So on Guided Spirit Conversations podcast. So I'm so
Yeah.
excited that you're going to be back and
Yeah.
on, and we're going to be talking about 2021 and what we
know.
need to prepare for.
Giddy up.
Yeah.
Right now
Well-
it's buckle up.
Well, you know, as they say, 2021, it's already done. It's already
is.
healed. Okay.
It is.
Already done, already healed.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I think that this has been a wonderful experience. Patty, thank you so much for being
Yeah,
with us
thank you.
today. All
Thank
the
you for
your great
inviting me.
information, this great conversation. Lots of, and what's wonderful is there's so much media information for everybody to is listening to this to take away with them and prepare them for what's coming. And I think that's powerful.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you both.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Mike,
Yeah.
as always, partner in crime. So grateful for you every day.
And you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for your patience, Marla, with this warrior.
You are now, remember how everybody's a symbol for something in my life. You are now, yep, I've got it.
You know what? I do tell my clients this when it comes through in the readings. I've got to remind myself also that, you know, sometimes I have to put my sword down. Don't sell it, but put my sword down, you know, because if we throw stones at every dog that barks at us, we'll never get to our destination where we need to be. So it's a little reminder for myself also.
Unless you're in a place that has no barking dogs.
Yeah.
Then it's no
what place would you want to be without any dogs, Marla?
I don't want to be any place without dogs. I mean, when I go to Bali, I just get treats and I feed the street dogs.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm sure they're not happy about it, the people in Bali, but you know, my heart just breaks for these dogs. The good news is they treat them relatively well. I mean, they don't beat them, scream at them or whatever. They just leave them alone, but they're so skinny and it just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right. Well, I wish you all a wonderful rest of the weekend. Everyone out there, thank you for tuning in. I hope, I know that there's something in here for you because it wouldn't have been said if it wasn't something that you needed to hear. So thank you for taking the time to tune in. Enjoy the meditation, listen to it over and over again. Join Mike Cavalli on his Vienna Consciousness Facebook page. Tune into my page, Spiritual Insights with Marla Goldberg. Listen to my podcast, Guided Spirit Conversations with Marla Goldberg. And we are so grateful for you, all of us here and now.
Yeah. And where do we find you, Patricia?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and
under Willow Grace Mystic with a K.
With a K.
And it's willowgracemystic.com, correct?
Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Did I remember that correctly?
Yeah. Yeah.
Excellent. And your email address is
willowgrace143, which is I love you.
Oh, look at that.
1 letter, 4 letter, 3 letter. Yeah, it's numerology. I know, it's crazy.
I love that. 143. I love you.
Yeah, 143. It stands for I love you.
So instead of saying I love you, you could say I 143 you.
143. 143. Yeah.
Right.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Mike, do you want to close out? Do you want me to close out?
You close out, Marla. There you are.
There you go.
Okay, thank you. So until the next meditation, until the next time, we all send you love, we send you blessings, and we send you gratitude. Thank you so much. We love you. Take care.
I heart you.